Hi Cancer, welcome to your weekly reading. This is going to be for the weeks of November 26th through December 9th. For the month of December, I am doing bi-weekly readings. This is just my Christmas gift to you. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue this permanently. There's a possibility that I may, but I may not. I guess we will just see how it goes. Now, since I'm still giving you credit because you've had the most views so far, like this morning you had 31,000 views for November, so I am doing something extra for you. We're going to do what we always do with the two decks, exactly the same, but I'm also going to pull some more cards for you. One card from the Whispers of Love, which I'm just going to read to you what's in the book, but I'm also going to pull one card from the Romance Angels. And I'm not done yet. I'm also going to pull one card from the Enchanted Map because I like this deck. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the tarot reading. We're going to take 9 cards from this deck just like we always do. This is a love reading for the sign of Cancer for the weeks of November 26th through December 9th. You have the Tower. Love reading for Cancer. The Four of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, the World. Love reading for Cancer, November 26th to December 9th. The Five of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, love reading for the sign of Cancer, November 26th through December 9th. Strength. The Eight of Swords. And Judgment. Okay, so one thing I am doing different, I've done it for the other signs, is that the main energy, instead of going to the bottom of the deck, I'm going to pull the main energy just where I feel drawn. The most important message for the sign of Cancer is the Four of Swords, which ironically was the main energy for Gemini. So something similar here. So if you have a moon or a rising sign in Gemini, or your partner is a Gemini, you may want to look at that reading. This means that the main energy is that, you know, this is a time to heal, but this can also be a time where you have to give yourself or your partner space. We will come back to this card to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. Okay, so let's take it one row at a time. You have the Tower, the Four of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles. So there's someone here, someone who is an earth sign, so that would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. This can even be you if you have a moon or rising in that element. There's, you know, this energy of, you know, an earth sign, and there is, you know, something kind of powerful happening with this person. You have the Tower, a major arcana and a really dramatic one, which is telling me there is a dramatic change in the relationship with this person. The Tower is this energy of, like, it can be good or bad depending what's around it, but it is good. You have the Four of Wands. This is a marriage card. This is a home card. This is a card of stability and kind of, you know, a relationship on a firm foundation, not something that's wishy-washy. It's going to fall apart. It's something strong. So I feel if you're already coupled, that your relationship is kind of, you know, it's moving to the next level, to where, you know, you don't have to worry anymore. There are no more fears, because I do see some other things going on in the reading. But I feel like, you know, whether your partner is an earth sign or they're just in that energy, you're being told that, you know, your relationship, your marriage is intact, or you're moving towards a more committed relationship. And with the Tower there, this can be a very, like, pleasant, very shocking turn of events, that someone proposes or somebody asks you to move in, or that you meet someone, for those who are single, that is marriage material, and this person can be someone who is an earth sign. You know, but this also is a time of figuring things out. So it could be that this earth sign is kind of, right now, they're really doing a lot of thinking about what they want. And I feel like if that's what's going on with you, the person is kind of deciding that they either want to move towards marriage or moving in together. There's just kind of a very kind of dramatic, shocking turn of events with the Tower. So something dramatic is happening with the sign of Cancer. Now down here, you have the World, the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles. So something wants to change for Cancer. I mean, you have the World. It's time for things to end. You know, not in a negative way, unless there's something really toxic happening in your relationship. The World is just means it's time to move on to, you know, it's time to move on to, you know, a different chapter in your life. It's time to close the door to a certain chapter that has not been making you happy. Because I see that right here. I mean, you have the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles together with the World. It's time to let go of maybe even relationships that, you know, where you're not compatible. To me, if there's any card in this whole deck where you're not compatible, it's the Five of Pentacles and also the Five of Wands. But the Five of Pentacles means that you feel lonely, you feel misunderstood, you feel disconnected from your partner, but yet you're still holding on. You're being really stubborn and you're holding on just out of fear. And you just, you know, you want to keep things the way that they are. You don't want to budge. You don't want to see change. But the World is kind of knocking on your door for these 2 weeks, telling you things have to change. And certain things have to come to an end because it's time for you to move on. So I feel like the more you resist, I mean, you do have the Tower. The more you resist change, the more that like forced change will be, you know, forced upon you. Like if it's time to move on, even if you don't want to, like something shocking could happen to make you move on. And I feel like, you know, again, someone's holding on like really tight right here. They want to just keep things the way that they are. But I feel like something's going on with Cancer too, where you just kind of, you feel like, you know, that spark between you and your partner is not there. You feel disconnected. But it can also be, remember, this is a general reading, so it's hard to say. If you need specific details for you, you need a private reading. I also feel like, you know, couples where they have been struggling, you know, where someone is just like, you know, not communicating with you. And I say that's because of what I saw up here, where someone has not been communicating with you and not sharing, and you feel like they just completely shut you out. That, you know, because you have the World, which is a shocking turn, that you're finally moving away from this energy. So if, you know, divorce or breaking up is like not an option, it's not happening, it could be that cycle of like your partner ignoring you or just kind of like not sharing, and you've been holding on, like that's finally, you know, coming to an end. You're moving into an entirely new phase with this partner. Now down here, but I do get the strong feeling that something's got to change for Cancer. Like even if you don't want it to, it's like the universe is saying tough. Things are going to change. It's time for change. Like you will like the results. Down here at the bottom, I see Strength, I see the Eight of Swords, and Judgment. So you got two major arcanas right here, Strength and Judgment, with the Eight of Swords right in the middle. So this is what I was telling you. It's time for new beginnings. It's time for something new. It could even be time for someone new. Judgment is, you know, a second chance. It's like you can be happy again, because this is not happy right here. This just means you've been toughing it out. You've been stubborn. You've been feeling lonely and isolated and not connected to your partner. You've been stuck. The Eight of Swords. You have felt like there's really nothing I can do about this. They're making me miserable and I can't do anything. This is a time, going back to the main energy, where you can really figure this out. Like, what is all of this trying to tell me? This is a time where you can really kind of heal from what, you know, you have been going through. But don't feel stuck, because the Eight of Swords, you feel like your hands are tied behind your back. You got to be strong. You got the Strength card telling you you're going to have to fight your negative thoughts, your ego, which is going to be telling you there's nothing you can do about this. Just tough it out. I feel like you have to be brave to break free, and I see you breaking free right here with the Judgment card. So those of you where you're in an unhappy relationship, unhappy marriage, the Judgment card is just like, you know, this is you making a comeback. So you, for those who are single, or maybe you were heartbroken over a breakup or divorce, this is you making a comeback, dating again. Or if you're already coupled, this can even be someone returning to your life with the Judgment card. A person you thought was long gone comes back, and you have to maybe be really strong and forgive them, and not let your mind kind of get the best of you, to where you feel like, you know, they're going to do it all over again. If there's someone from the past, I feel like you're very like hesitant, stuck. The main energy again, you may need some time to figure this out. You may not be able to tell them, yes, I'll take you back, you know, right away. You may need some time to figure this out. Okay, so let's move on to more confirmation from the same deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Cancer from November 26th through December 9th? You have the Eight of Wands, the Star, and the King of Pentacles. So it's interesting that now you have the King and Queen of Pentacles, and they're both lined up right here. So for some of you, they are screaming at you, Earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Those who are single, I feel like an Earth sign is going to be very significant for you. They can be your ideal partner because you do have the Star. This is what you most want. So it could be somebody new, but for those, you know, where you are interested in someone, you might be really interested in someone who is an Earth sign, where your wishes are coming true. There's also something really exciting happening. You have the Eight of Wands. There's something really exciting happening that you've really wanted to see. It's not just something exciting happening that, you know, you're surprised. It's something exciting that you have been wanting more than anything. So this can be that, you know, that someone's finally noticing you. This also is communication. It could be that you're finally getting that phone call from the person you've been wanting to talk to. Maybe someone from the past. Maybe that's why you have the Judgment card. You know, you thought they were long gone, and there they are again. It's just like, you know, the energy of your hopes and wishes being in your hands, finally manifesting, are here. There is excitement around something you really want. Possibly, you know, someone who is an Earth sign. But seeing the King and Queen of Pentacles also tells me that, you know, you're drawn to someone that you belong with. Someone that is a lot like you. So I see something changing for you. Something changing, but you gotta make room for it. For some of you, there may be something you have to let go of, or someone. Okay, so let's move on to the second deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Cancer for November 26th through December 9th? You have Justice. Messages for Cancer. You have the Seven of Swords. I think Gemini even had this card exactly in the same place. Exactly. And you have the Five of Swords. So I want to put it right here in the main energy from this deck. I'm just going to reach in here and grab what's the most important message for the sign of Cancer that they need to hear. Ten of Cups. So this is your time to be happy. This is your time. This also is a marriage card. You do have another marriage card here with the Four of Wands. But this also is your time to be happy. This is your happily ever after. Like it's happening for you. You just need to figure things out. How is this going to manifest? So you have the Justice card, the Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords. So what I'm getting from these three cards, I mean, this tells me that something either is happening. This is kind of, you know, a strong message. Justice, this tells me, you know, something has been very unfair to you, or someone has really hurt you. There has been some type of injustice when the Justice card comes up. And then ironically, it comes up with the Seven of Swords, which is a card of deceit, of lying. And the Five of Swords, again, a really challenging card of sabotage. So for some of you, this may be a completely different message for other Cancers, where you're finally getting justice, you know, where someone completely lied to you and stabbed you in the back. With the Five of Swords, they completely sabotage your relationship or your life. They, you know, with the Seven of Swords, they lied to you. They were two-faced. They were a completely different person. But the Justice card is saying that there's going to be some type of justice around this. So either the person apologizes and comes back and tells you they didn't know what they were doing. Maybe that's why you have the Four of Swords as the main energy. Someone's been doing a lot of thinking and figuring things out. It could be that they're very sorry for what they did. Because this is a powerful message. Justice, Seven of Swords, Five of Swords. They all, sometimes they connect, sometimes they don't. But these do. This is very, like, hurtful and challenging right here. So this could be someone from the past returning and apologizing. Or it could just be that the universe is making things up to you. Where you have been hurt. You've been put through the ringer by someone. Or just life in general. As far as your love life. And things are finally changing for you. Like there's finally going to be justice. You're finally going to meet the right partner, and you do have quite a few marriage cards here. So again, the main energies is a time to heal, but it's also a time to figure things out, because it's time for your happily ever after. It's time to be happy. It's time to find your life partner. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one card from the Romance Angels. Let me just shuffle really quick. What message is there for Cancer for the weeks of November 26th through December 9th? What's coming up for Cancer? What message is there for Cancer for November 26th through December 9th? Okay, so I'm just going to reach in here and grab one. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. So for some of you, I mean, yes, this can be that you're meeting, you know, a soulmate. I'm getting two messages. This can be that you're meeting a soulmate that, you know, you just kind of feel like you lock eyes and you instantly know that there is something with this person. Like you instantly like love at first sight. But it can also be for those who are already coupled that the reason you can't let go right here is because like this is a very karmic soulmate. Like for you, this is a very karmic soulmate for you, to where like letting go is not an option. But again, this can even be someone from the past coming back into your life where, you know, you're not quite done with them. Because this here, you know, what I saw here with the Justice card, the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords, it could be that someone from the past is returning because you still have that soulmate connection and you're not quite done. And somebody with the Justice card, they have to make this up to you. Okay, so I'm also going to pull one card from the Enchanted Map. What other message is there for the sign of Cancer for November 26th through December 9th? Message for Cancer, November 26th through December 9th. Okay, I'm sure you heard that. A card jumped for you. Let's see what this is. Metamorphosis. Time for change. That's what I was getting for you, you know, with this spread. I feel like it's time for something to change in your love life. And I felt like for some of you, like you don't want it. You may just want to keep things the way that they are, but I felt with the Tower, it was like forced change. It's time for you to blossom. It's time for you to be happy. I mean, you have the Ten of Cups here. It's time for your happily ever after. So there could be, you know, a shakeup in your love life, but the result, like again, this is what I said before, you're gonna like the result. So, you know, there could be someone from the past that comes back and stirs things up and you're like, you know, I never wanted to hear from this person again. But when you see the end result, whether it's a relationship with them or you finally have closure and you're able to move on, like you're gonna like how this turns out. It's a time of a lot of change for you. Like things really have to change in order for you to blossom, in order for you to have that soulmate relationship. Okay, so I'm going to put one more card, and this is how I'm going to leave you. I'm going to pull one card from the Whispers of Love. I'm just going to read you what it says in the deck. That's what I felt guided to do. What message is there for Cancer for November 26th through December 9th? And I want you to interpret this any way that you want to, because Cancer is very intuitive and very psychic. Okay, you have a card jump here. Okay. The card that jumped for you, Cancer, it says, do something for someone else. Give your attention to someone else. Okay, so let me read to you what it says in the book. And it says, when we focus on doing something kind for someone else, we create an opportunity for our relationships to be re-energized. What can you do today to be more considerate towards someone in your life? Small things can have a big impact. Imagine how amazing your life will be if you give emphasis to do kind, loving things for others. Okay, Cancer, this has been your weekly reading. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again soon.